Irish people all over the world and lovers of Irish culture, too, are celebrating St. Patrick's Day. A parade here in New York will get started in just a couple of hours, led by the city's Archbishop. Chicago kicked off festivities on Saturday. It is now known as the annual tradition to dye the river bright green. More than 165 million Americans, in fact, plan to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, even though only 33 million say they are of Irish descent. From parades to pubs, St. Patrick's Day is expected to generate around $4.6 billion in spending. It is no wonder that St. Patrick's Day provides a welcome boost for drinks makers. Joining me now in New York is Jean-Noël Reynaud. He is CEO of Belvédère Group, one of Europe's biggest spirits and wine manufacturers. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
You have quite a few different kinds of drinks in your portfolio. We have a few of them here. Vodka, you have scotch, also Irish cream, very appropriate for today. Tell me,
Exactly.
What is selling well these days? We talk a lot about how consumer tastes are changing. What do people most want to drink these days?
I think that people really want to drink genuine product, and this is the reason why we are introducing here in the US our Kerrygold cream liqueur in association with the Irish Dairy Board. As you know, the dairy industry is at the very heart of the Irish economy, and of course the Irish Dairy Board is the most credible partner for us to launch a Irish cream liqueur here on the US market. And I would say that this is very much at the heart of the positioning of the Belvédère Group. When I took over the group in May last year, clearly there was a point where we pressed on the reset button, and part of our positioning is really to be at the heart of the market, providing the consumer with best value for money product, including, of course, cream liqueur, as I mentioned, with Kerrygold, but also with vodka. And if you take, for example, our key success story here in the US, which is Sobieski vodka, this is a real authentic, a real genuine product. It's a vodka produced in Poland, a product which is bottled in Poland, distilled in Poland, imported from Poland. And obviously, Poland is the motherland of vodka, and we own actually the oldest distillery in Poland. So Sobieski is our flagship brand here in the US. Just one figure, we sold last year more than 10 million bottles of Sobieski vodka here on the US market.
You know, we've seen everywhere, whether you're talking about spirits, whether you're talking about beer, the craft movement, locally sourced, is really gaining ground and in some cases cutting into major distribution. Are you worried about that trend stealing market share away from you?
What we have to remember is really what matters at the level of the consumer. So what is important in the eyes of the consumer? What is important is to have good product at a good price. And the positioning of the Belvédère Group as a multi-regional mainstream product provider to the consumer is really at the heart of what the consumer wants. And we can see the success that we have not only here in the US with Sobieski vodka, but also in France, where we are #1 in the Scotch market, and we are #1 as well, #2 actually in the vodka market in France, but also we are gaining market share in Poland and across the regions where we have footprints such as Brazil, such as the US, and of course Western and Eastern Europe.
Yeah, I know that you just went through this structuring. Interesting that you mentioned Brazil. A lot of people talk about emerging markets, but we're seeing the economy, for instance, in Brazil really struggling right now. And you didn't mention anything about Asia or China. Where do you see the best opportunity in the world? And does it matter? Is it sort of recession-proof? Does it matter about what's happening with the economy and currencies, for instance?
Again, you have to look at it in the eyes of our strategy worldwide, and we are a multi-regional player. And frankly speaking, the opportunity is pretty much everywhere. Should it be in Western Europe, where we are gaining market share, or should it be in Eastern Europe, or even China, where we sell a lot of wines, and when there is a new movement in Asia toward, I would say, white spirits. In addition to that, of course, we are present in Brazil with a local production, because you know that there are a lot of duties when importing product, especially from Europe. So we are pretty much balanced in terms of real geographical footprint, and in that respect we see the opportunities really around the world, and there is no doubt that this is seducing, of course, the consumers worldwide, but also the investors around the globe that are investing in our company lately.
Well, it's certainly a fun day to catch up with you. We wish you the best of luck on the continued success with the restructuring. Jean-Noël Reynaud for us today. And I'm sure there'll be some Kerrygold Irish cream being tossed back in a couple of places today. Anyway,
Cheers.
thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Cheers.